street. It's the minimum street width allowed in the city. It's grandfathered, so you can build here. Everybody said you couldn't build here, but you can. The lots are under 2,000 square feet. They're basically 38 by 54. And so in partnership with these 6 families, we started what's called the Congo Street Green Initiative. All right? We built the holding house. If we could walk down, you would see that's down there on that end with the sort of a darker shingle house that's up there on the top. And the model was, and this is all we said to them, we said, okay, here's the big idea. We build this house, one family moves into the house while we work on your home, and then you move back home. So it kept people on the street, didn't displace. It doesn't, it gives them, I mean, they're our clients, so it gives them a position of authority on the street. They can see what's happening, you know. I mean, it's not like you move them a block away or you put them in an apartment, for God's sake. You keep them in a single family house. And we said that that house would be built where the minimum, the room sizes would be equal or bigger than the house they were living in, right? Okay. It was designed with the residents, and then it was built last summer.
Right.
Then Frankie's house was tackled, and now Vanessa's house is tackled.
And are they gut? Like
These 2 houses were actually at a point of condition that we could not restore them. All right, they were, you know, but like that stack of lumber came out of Vanessa's house, and it's going back in ways like flooring, siding, and we're reusing, and basically any waste lumber that there's a stack back there, all that's going to a chipper, getting recycled. I mean, we're about as zero to as minimum amounts go to a landfill as possible. So it's hand removed, and I kind of say deconstructed instead of demolished because it really was deconstructed. We have a little 1-minute video that shows it coming down. It's pretty cool. The holding house was 698 square feet. The average house here is about 620, 25. Frankie's house is 720. This one's 830. 850. 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. 2-bedroom, 1 bath with a study. And then the holding house is 2-bedroom, 1 bath. The holding house was LEED Gold, but we're petitioning because it should have been LEED Platinum because there were 9 points they didn't give us, so we can't figure out why they didn't give us. Frankie's will be LEED Platinum.
These are the tightest houses in Dallas.
These are.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Tight and clean, and you know the tests that they do on them, they're incredibly performing. High efficiency air conditioning systems. You know, high-performing wall profiles.
Yeah, do you have data on what it was, utilities were and what they
and that's what we're starting to model. I mean, the time frame for this is, again, 1 year ago, none of this was happening. In 1 year, 3 houses were built.
How do you get all your funding?
Okay. Glad you asked. That's like the setup, right? It's like, thank you. The holding house was a partnership with the Real Estate Council. We also, through CDM, we have an AmeriCorps program. So Benji's actually through Vista now. But part of his compensation is coming through a partnership with CDM AmeriCorps, right? And our students in the summer are all AmeriCorps. So they're getting some compensation to be here. That was the first house. TRAC, the Real Estate Council Foundation, gave us $38,000 to build that house.
And is that that's what it cost?
$42,500. Okay. The second house with Frankie, we have creatively sort of cash flowed through to this point. We did not have a funder, but we had a funder for this one. And we had to finish that one to get to this one, and we had to get to this one by February 1st, right? So creative work, because we had to get this one started February 1st, and we did it. The next house, we have funding requests. City of Dallas is interested, but they're asking for a match from a foundation. There's a foundation we think is going to fund, hopefully this month, next month, so we can hit and get it pat in earnest this summer. If not, we're going to keep knocking on doors and find out what happens. So,
who does that? You?
Yeah.
So you're the architectural expert and
he's a full-service architect.
Department.
Yeah.
This guy's not an architect. He's a community developer.
Okay.
Thanks. I mean, and at the core of this was about empowerment. I'll tell you. I'll tell you something real simple. And this may not sound like a lot, but the first house at the holding house, the city made us put a sidewalk in. Right? So when we went to there's never been a sidewalk on Congo, right? Miss L's like, why the hell are you putting a sidewalk in? We've never had one, we don't need one. Now she kind of likes it a little bit.
Yeah.
When we went to do Frankie's, we said, okay, Frankie, you want a sidewalk? She goes, no. I said, okay, piece of paper, fill this out, we'll help you. She went to the city, said, I don't want a sidewalk. The city says, okay, you're the landlord, you're the landowner. You can do that.
The first sidewalk waiver they've granted.
I mean, the city has a policy, no sidewalk waiver. that one got it, this one's going to get it, because the actual resident is saying, I want this.
Yeah.
And that's empowering in a simple way. The most meaningful story I can tell, and give a comment, is Frankie, who was a part of starting this project, because she's the one that first opened her door, and I said, hey, can I see inside your house? And she was like, sure. You know, what she told on the Trek video. Trek did a little video. And she said, this project is real, and now people know we're